Hi guys, it's Sarah, and today I have my November TBR. So for November, I had a plan to do NetGalley November. So all the books I was going to read in November was going to be NetGalley books. I have an account over there, and I do have quite a few books that I have from them. And what NetGalley is, it's a review book site, and they do all ebooks. So you do have to have some sort of e-reader in order to be able to read the books, but you can create an account there, and then you can start requesting books. You do have to be approved by the publishers in order to receive them, but if you are approved, they will send it to your device, and then you can read, and then they just ask that you review it when you're done. So I have a bunch. The good thing about NetGalley is there's not really any time limits. You don't you don't have to have it done by a certain time. Of course, the goal is always going to be, if it's a review book, to have the review done around the time of release or shortly thereafter. But as far as I have experienced, I don't really get penalized if I don't do it during that time frame. But I do have a bunch on there that I would like to go ahead and get read because I'm excited to read them. So that was kind of my plan going into November. I do have 4 books that I need to read this month that are not NetGalley books. 2 of them I'm in the middle of, and I need to finish them for review. One is going to be a buddy read, and then the other one is my book club book for this month, and I'm really excited about it. So I have those 4, and 2 of them I'm in the middle of, so I can get those done really quickly. And then I also chose 4 NetGalley books as well. So those, I'm going to plan on 8 books this month. Hopefully 9. So we're going to see how it goes, but here's what I have. Okay, so review books first. The first one is The Broken Way by Anne Voskamp. I talked about this in my video yesterday, and this is a Christian book, and I'm really, really loving it. I'm more than halfway through, so I should be able to finish this up in the next 2 days. That's kind of my goal, but I'm really, really enjoying this. I'm getting a lot out of it, and there have been passages that I've written down because they really touched me and spoke to me in a very important way in my life right now, which is what happens a lot when you're kind of seeking that. You really find what you're looking for a lot of the time. So this is going to be the first one that I plan to finish up here in the next 2 days, but I'm really, really enjoying it. Her writing is beautiful, and it took me a couple chapters to get used to the way that she writes, because she writes very, I don't know how to describe it. It's not as to the point as some people's is, and you kind of have to read it and dissect it, and not really dissect it, but you have to think about it a little bit, and I really like that. So I'm really enjoying this and planning to finish this up here really soon. The next book I have to finish for review is Shaken by Tim Tebow. I am about 53 pages into this book as well. It's pretty short, so I should be able to finish it quickly once I just sit down and concentrate on it. But this is another Christian book about kind of living your life on the foundation of Christ, and it's really good. His message is so important and something that I really want to be listening to. So yeah, I'm going to finish this one up here as well. Okay, so for my buddy read, I'm going to be reading a book along with Whitney, and we are going to be reading A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. Why can't I remember her name? Betty Smith. That's like the most simple name possible. This one is long. It's considered a classic. It's more of like a modern classic, I think. But this one, we decided we're going to read 2 chapters a day, and I'm planning to start it on Friday. So 2 chapters a day in this one, and we should have this finished by the end of November. That's kind of our goal, but we're going to be talking about it throughout our reading and all that stuff. So finally happening. We were going to do it last month. It didn't happen, but this month, Whitney, we got it, girl. We got it. And my book club book for this month is so exciting. I'm so excited to read this book. This is an author that I have read 2 books from her, and I want to read everything now. And so what was our theme? I don't remember what our theme was. Oh, popular books, like something that books that everyone is talking about. So the way our book club works is that we have a theme for every month, and then we all nominate a book based on that theme. And then when all the nominations are in, we take a vote, and then whoever has the most votes wins. So for this month, we are going to be reading It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and I'm so excited to read this. And as soon as it won, I went to Amazon and I picked it up because I knew I was going to want a copy for my shelf. So yeah, I don't know a ton about this because people are reading it and they are loving it so much, but they're not saying very much about it, which means that there's a lot in here that they can't reveal, which is good. So I'm very excited to read this, and this is going to be, I don't know. I'm so excited, super excited. Okay, so those are my 4 books that I'm planning on reading this month. And then for my NetGalley, I have picked my 4 kind of most excited I am to read them. So, okay, so for the first one, I went and looked at my list and I said, okay, what book on here has been published the longest already? And that is definitely Yesterday's Gone by Sean Platt and David Wright. And this is a book that was actually published in 2011, but it came up earlier this year. So I don't know why. And I think it's because maybe the newest release had come out, because this is a series of books. But I read the synopsis, got really excited about it, requested it, got it, and then realized it had been out already for, however many years. And I was like, oh, okay. And at first I was kind of mad about it, but whatever, I got over it. So I actually have already started this book. I'm listening to it on audio. So I do have the Kindle version from NetGalley, but then I used one of my Audible credits to go ahead and get the audio version of it as well. And I've listened to the first 4 chapters and really like it so far. This is basically kind of a post-apocalyptic book. I'm still in the beginning where we're meeting all the characters. Each chapter is from a different person's perspective or a different story. It's not really from their perspective, but it's from a different story, from a different person, and they're all over the as of right now, they're all over the United States. And so something big happens. And as of right now, like, people have disappeared and they don't know where anyone is. And so we're kind of seeing how this is affecting our characters, starting from the very beginning. Like, something has happened. No one knows what it was. So this is supposed to be kind of a horror-esque type of book series, so I'm excited to see where it goes. But so far, the audiobook is really great. The second book that I picked is a book coming out in December, and that is Bad Boy by Elliot Wake. This one I do plan to read and have a review up around the release date. I think it comes out December 6th. Elliot Wake is a very popular author, especially on Twitter. He has a lot of followers, and he's written books previously under his female name. Elliot Wake is a transgendered individual and currently going through a transformation. So he has changed his name to Elliot now, but he's written books under his other name as well, and they have gotten rave reviews. And so this is like kind of a newer one. And I went ahead and requested it. Did not think I was going to get approved, because I didn't think a lot of people would, because this is supposed to be a very popular release. But I did get approved, so I was excited about that. So this will be my first one by him, and so I'll be excited to read it and see what I think of his writing. The next one that I picked is one that I have been wanting to read for a while. It's called I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh, and this is about the death of a child. I want to say it was maybe a getting hit by a car, and the mother, and how the mother is dealing with it, and the blame that she's going to be putting on herself, and just kind of realizing that there's more to it than that. So I've heard really, really good things about this book. It did come out in the past couple months, I believe, and a lot of people are just raving about it. So I'm excited. And she has another one coming out here soon as well. So I'm excited to read this one, see what I think of her, and then see if I want to pick up her newest release as well. But I'm really excited to read it. And the last one that I have picked for NetGalley is First Comes Love by Emily Giffin. I love Emily Giffin. She writes really, really good adult contemporary books, and I have almost all of them. Well, I guess with this one I do have all of them that she's ever written. So I have only read 2 of hers so far, even though I have all the other ones, but I know that I want to read them. And so when this one came up on NetGalley, I went ahead and requested it, and was surprised again that I got approved, because I didn't think I would. She's a pretty popular author, but yeah, so I think this will be a good one to kind of break up some of the craziness that I'm going to be reading. I think there's going to be some pretty intense ones this month, so I think this one will be a good break to kind of break that up a little bit. And if you remember from last month, I did the Try a Chapter book tag, and I was going to read The Ambassador's Wife. I have not gotten back to that book quite yet, but I would like to get to that sometime this month. So hopefully that can be another one that I work in there. Okay, guys, and that's it for me. So that is hopefully 9 hopefully I can get through 9 books. 2 of them I'm already partway through, so I should be able to finish them up quickly and then work through the rest of them. And then honestly, this one, I'm hearing people are reading this in like, 2 or 3 sittings because they just can't put it down. So hopefully that'll happen with me as well. We'll have to see how that goes. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you plan on reading this month and what you're excited about. If there's any new releases coming out this month that you're excited about, let me know what those are too. Maybe I can check them out as well. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.